In this lesson, we're going to talk about the updating lifecycle methods that are available to us in our components. To get us started, I'm going to return a button. It's going to have an onClick handler of this.update.bind to this, and its inner HTML is going to be this.props.val. So we're going to get that val from default props. I'm going to say app.default props equals, we'll set our val to 0. We're going to go ahead and create this update method. We're going to get a little tricky with this one. So we're actually going to re-render our entire component. So I'm going to say react.render app. I'm going to target the same div that we're targeting from our index.js. And here we're going to say val equals. We're going to say this props.val plus 1. So every time we render it, we're going to increment by 1 that value of val. So if we save that and try it out, each time we click on this, it gets incremented by 1 because of its new props. I'm going to add to this some state. So I'm going to set up our constructor. We'll call super to get our context. I'm going to set this state to equal. We're going to have a value here for increasing. I'm going to set that to false. And what we want to do is determine if the new prop that's coming in of val is increasing from the previous prop or not. So the first updating lifecycle method we can look at is component will receive props. This means that new properties are coming in. And we get access to those props right here with this variable next prop. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our state of increasing to nextProps.val is greater than this props.val. And then here in our render method, we'll simply console log this state.increasing. So the first time through, that should not be true. Each subsequent re-render, it should be true. So we'll save that and open up our DevTools. So here's the first firing. We'll click on this guy, and from here on out, it's going to be true because we're constantly increasing that value. The next updating phase we can look at is should component update. So this is going to take in our next props as well as our next state. So what I'm going to do here is say if the next props.val is a multiple of 5, then we'll go ahead and update it. So here we're simply returning a true or false. Now, it's important to note that this doesn't prevent our state, and of course not our props, from being updated. It simply prevents a re-render. So if I save that, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get our update. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get our update. But again, the state has actually been changed. So the last one we can take a look at is component did update, which takes in our previous props as well as our previous state. So here we'll just log out prev props and the actual previous props. Here in the browser, we'll click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Let's go ahead and get the val off of that guy. So prev props val. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can see our previous prop was 4. So that indicates that our state is actually being updated while our props are actually being updated. We can see from our state we've got true and our prop is now 4. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get 9.